Welcome to the devotional series, A Psalm a Day Keeps Satan Away and Pondering the Parables, a special combined edition subtitled Getting Back in the Saddle, and I'm Pastor D. Watt. Well, stating the obvious, it's been quite some time since we've dropped a post. In fact, it was September 9th when we last got together with Psalm 65. Lots happened in the meantime. It's been a busy time. Our family took a cross-country trip, which kind of morphed into a family get-together as we took my parents' car west to meet up with our daughter, Adri, so that she could take over our parents' car. And our other children decided to come along, and so it became a nice little family get-together as we all convened together in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then we were back to North Carolina and then back up to Virginia to help take care of my parents and put the finishing touches on selling their house. Pretty cool experience there. We put the house on the market and it sold in one day for $5,000 over the asking price. So that was a blessing for us as my sister and I and Noelle tried to get all of those things done. So we've been very busy since then. And quite honestly, it worked out great because I needed a little bit of a break in producing these podcasts. You know, since I retired from church life and pastoring a church bivocationally back in January of 2023, I was ready for a break. But then this podcast just kind of morphed into something more and more and more. And so we've been going at it since January of 2023. And so getting out of the rhythm by taking this trip kind of has worked for me. It's kind of rejuvenated me, and I'm ready to get back into the saddle. But not quite yet because I'll be away for the coming week on a trip to the beach, to Sunset Beach. So when we get back from that, we will be ready to rock and roll again with our next psalm, which would be Psalm 66. And also we'll continue the Pondering the Parables series as we continue to delve into the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God is like series of parables that Jesus taught, which is giving us a really, really in-depth theology about what eternity is going to look like. So since September 9th, a lot has happened. Obviously, in the world, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. One of my preaching heroes, Vadi Bakum, black preacher who was very instrumental in creating and running a seminary in Africa for most of his career. Fantastic preacher. He passed away as well at the age of 56. And of course, we have observed the second anniversary of October 7th, where Hamas invaded and committed atrocities in Israel. And many of you remember that we had a group of 16 over there when that was taking place. So we passed the 2-year anniversary. And then, of course, here in the last week, the quote-unquote ceasefire, the end to hostilities, with 20 remaining living hostages being released. So a great day yesterday as that occurred. But by no means has this situation gone away. Hamas, even yesterday, as the hostages were released, publicly executed 7 of its political enemies. And so they're not going anywhere just yet. And Israel is going to comply, going to continue to release prisoners, quote, terrorists back into Gaza. But Hamas is still there and still active. And until Israel is able to get the remains back of the hostages that have passed away in captivity, there will still be some dicey and delicate situations. In any event, I just wanted to touch base. Many of you have asked me to comment on the Charlie Kirk assassination and on what's happening in Israel. And you know, I'm a Bible teacher. I'm not a politician. I've always kind of threaded the needle politically and been proud of the fact that I have friends, dear friends on both sides of the aisle, those who have sat at my feet and listened to me teach from both sides of the aisle. I think would be difficult for them most of the time to figure out where I lean politically. I am firmly convinced that the solutions to humanity's depravity do not lie in political solutions or governments. It lies in a spiritual awakening, reawakening, and diving into and leaning into our relationship with God, not only individually, but also together collectively, regardless of which side of the aisle that you stand on. But I do feel like I should possibly make some comments, and the way I've decided to do that is the way I've always done it, which is we'll continue to teach the scriptures. We'll continue with our devotional series on the Psalms and pondering the parables. And as those texts lead into potential commentary on what has transpired in the last couple of months, then I'll go ahead and render my opinions for your discernment and for your reflection. With that being said, we're going to sign out here today. And again, give us about a week to get back in the saddle, and we'll start our devotions back up. Godspeed and shalom. Pastor D. Walk signing out.